Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we're looking at Divi 5 again here, and they've built in a new interactions feature that's awesome. I've got a little button here, it says questions on it. If I click on it, it's going to drop in a little contact form, pop up here. I've got a little X up there. I can hit it. And of course they can fill it out, do what they need to do, and send it off. Now, this is just a simple example. We'll be going through a lot more of these interactions that they've got built in. We were doing this sort of thing with Divi 4, but with Divi 4, we had to throw in a load of JavaScript and a bunch of other stuff. It worked fine, but they've actually built all this in now, which is fantastic. So I'll show you exactly how to do it. I've got the page open here. Let's just go down. I'll delete that section with the button in it, and there's a hidden section right there with our little contact form in it. Let's get rid of that one. And we'll go back to the front end. Okay, it doesn't really matter where you put your button. That's entirely up to you. Let's add a new section right here. Now, I'm not actually going to use a button module. The only reason for that is that when I use a button module, it tends to reload the page and it doesn't work very well. So I'd suggest either using a text module and making it into a button, or using a fantastic blurb module. And I think I just said questions. Didn't have any content there. If you wanted to make it a 2-line button, you could do. I'm just going to keep it very simple. Image and icon. I used an icon rather than the image on there. And what was it? Question, wasn't it? Yeah, that'll do fine. In fact, I think we used that one. Don't need to put a link in. I will give it a background color. Let's just give it a dark background color. That's fine. And let's move over to our design now. The image and icon, or the icon in our case, I want it to be on the left-hand side of the text. I know you can't see that text very well. We'll make that visible in a moment. I'll leave the icon just as it is. And we were using the title text. Let's make it a color we can actually see. Might be useful. There we go. And what we can do, if you want to line it up with your little icon there, we can use line height. If we just drop down a bit, here's the line height. If I increment up a bit, that's about going to do it. We've got to add a little bit of padding on the top. We can do that just down below here in the spacing. Padding top, let's try 15. Maybe a little much, yes. Increment down till it looks about right to you. That'll do for our purposes. Now I'm actually going to shrink this thing down with sizing just above. Let's say 200 pixels. It's not the content width, it's the whole width of the module just down here. And let's put in 200 and see what happens. I think that's going to work right. We've got to put a bit of padding on the left. And because everything else on this page has got the curved corners, we'll do that. Very easy. Spacing. Padding left. Let's try 20. I think that'll work. And finally, we'll just give it those curved corners. And we'll pop it in the middle, which again we can do with sizing, alignment. Perfect. Great. Well, there's what we're going to use to pop up our contact form. So let's create the actual contact form itself. I'm going to add a new section. And we're going to pop up this whole section. I'm just going to put a single column in there. I'm going to throw in a contact form. Obviously, this will work with any modules you want or combinations. And again, let's just make this background perhaps dark. And we'll throw in a little title at the top. So if we actually go in to the form itself, here's our content, text, title. Say reach out today. I know you can barely see that. So again, let's make it a color we want, the title text right here. I'm going to make mine an H3. It doesn't need to be an H1. I'll pop it in the middle and let's make it so we can see it. Fantastic. Let's just bump it up a little bit. Okay. Now, when this pops up, I want it to kind of be in the middle of our page right here. I want a bit of a gap either side. So I'm going to shrink this section down slightly by going into the section itself. I'm going to go to sizing. Width, I'm going to make mine 80%, so 80 and the percent sign. Great. And again, it wants to be aligned in the middle when it pops up. Now, I want it to be absolutely positioned. In other words, I'm going to stick it somewhere and it's going to stay there even though they scroll up the screen. So let's go ahead and do that. Still in our section, if we go over to Advanced and Positioning, we can change it from relative to fixed. I want it right in the middle of my screen, right here. Now, what's happening there, you can see the other sections are rolling over the top of it. That's no good at all. We want it to be on top of everything else. So we can fix that with a Z index that's just down below. It's fixed to auto. Just pop in a high number and you'll see it pop on the top. Just like that. Fantastic. It's a little exaggerated there, but just put in a number until it pops on the top. Great. Well, that's great. So how do we make this pop this up? Initially, I don't want to see this at all. So what we can do, we can hide it with a little simple line of CSS. Still over in Advanced, Custom CSS. Click on the Module Elements tab, Main Element. I'm just going to type in 2 words. Display, colon, none. Boom, gone. But of course, we want to bring it back with this button. How do we do that? This is where the new interactions features come in. It's absolutely awesome. So if we go into this module right here, and we go over to Advanced, here's a new tab called Interactions. If we open it up, I want to add an interaction. I want to click on this button. We could change the cursor type on the button. I'm not actually going to do that with this video today. When we click on it, I want to toggle visibility. That's exactly right. And there's plenty to choose from. You can toggle visibility, show, hide an element, toggle preset, add preset, remove preset, toggle blah, blah, blah. And we'll be doing a lot more of these as we go on. But toggle visibility is going to work perfectly for us because all that's going to do is going to send that display none to display block or something like that, and it'll bring it back. Now we have to select the module we want to target. And when you're selecting, it's going to come down the page. It's going to load the first section, then a row, then 2 modules, then the second section with our button in it in the row, then the third section, which you can't see, which has our contact in it. So we need to find that section. So we look up here. Here's the first section. Roll down a bit more. Here's a second section. It's got our blurb in it. Here's the third section with our contact form in it. So I'm going to select that. So when we click, it's going to toggle the visibility of our contact form section. Don't want any delay. Want it to happen straight away. And in a moment, I'll show you another little trick for closing it out without having to hit that button. But let's say this, make sure it's all going to work for us. So if we go up here now and save draft, and let's preview. Here's our little button that we made. When I click on it, there's our contact form, but it's not really displaying. I think this might be a bug because the row itself, for some reason, is aligning to the left, and I haven't been able to change that. What I can do is make it a full width row, and that'll fix that issue. But I think that's something they need to sort out, but I've got to work around for it for the time being. Now to close this thing, you just have to click the button again, which is okay, but what if they've scrolled and they don't know where the button is? They don't want this thing to be stuck in the middle of the screen all the time unless they want to reach out. So let's fix those couple of issues. A, I want this to be in the middle. And B, I want another option to be able to close out this without having to click on this button again, in case it's hidden or off screen or something like that. So we can do that very easily. You may be ahead of me on some of this too. So let's go back into our section that's got the contact form in it. It's hidden, so we need to go wireframe. Here's our contact form. I'm actually going to go into the row, the green tab. I'm going to make it full width. That way, it'll have to be in the middle. So design, sizing, width, I'm going to make that 100%. And max width, we'll make that 100% also. Got pixels on the end, I'm going to change that to percentage. And just so you can see what's going on, I'm going to remove the display none, so we can see this, and I'll show you how we can add an icon to close it on this. So I'm going to take that away, Control X. We go to the front end now, our little section should be up there. Great. Well, it's added that. I'm going to add a little bit of padding either side. This gets 30 pixels both sides. That's absolutely fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little icon up here with an X that they can close this out as well as this button. Like I say, if that button's hidden, they're going to be stuck with this. So let's add a new module. I'm going to add an icon module. There we go. I want an X. So let's try close. Perfect. And let's use that little one right there. Style wise, I just want it to be a little bit smaller, perhaps 35 pixels or something like that. Obviously adjust to taste. And I want it to be up in this corner over here. So for anybody that doesn't know, all we're going to do is use a bit of absolute positioning for that. Over to advanced position. You're going to change it from default to absolute this time. I want to put it in the top right corner. That looks like it's going to be about the right position for me. Obviously, you can adjust vertical and horizontal offset if you want to. And if it's not sticking on top there, you can adjust the Z index to pull it on top. Great. Well, now we just have to add an interaction to this to close this button, or exactly the same one as we did here. Toggle it, basically, visibility. So, as long as we're on the icon, we're in advanced already. Close that position, go to interactions down below. Going to add an interaction. We're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to go click, toggle visibility, and we've got to find this section again. There's the blurb, there's the contact form section, so it's got to be this one. We'll save our changes. Now let's see what we've got on the other end. It should work perfectly now. I might want to put my CSS code in so that's not displaying for us. So again, we want to make sure we're in the section. Advanced, custom CSS. We'll pop that little bit of code back in the main element there. It's only 2 words, but I will put this down below for anybody that wants to copy and paste it. Let's try that again. And we'll preview. There's our little button. When we click on it, that's better. The contact form looks a bit more normal there. It's popped up our little contact form here. They can fill it out, send it off, do what they need to do. And when they're done, they can hit this little X up here to get rid of it. Like I say, you can just hit the questions mark there. But if they'd scrolled it out of sight, they may not know how to do that. But they can do it with just adding a little icon and adding that same interaction to it. So there you go, guys. There's how to pop up a contact form from a button without the use of loads of JavaScript and stuff like this. This new interactions feature is going to be phenomenal. I'm only scratching the surface with it at the moment. I've got a few up here I've been experimenting with where we can hide and icons and things like that. And this one we can switch from an image to a module. Now I've got it doing the other way around here. I have had a bit of a problem with 3 in a row. It does get a bit confused for some reason. But for things like this, it's wonderful. As I said, with Divi 4, we had a whole load of JavaScript and CSS code that we could put in there to make this happen. But the only bit of code we need to do with this is that display none. So there we go, guys. I must admit, I am really enjoying this Divi 5. And I keep mentioning it. I won't be updating my client sites until they release the final version, and I've updated it a couple of times, but it's going to be stunning. It really is going to be absolutely awesome, all the new features that we've got here. And as I mentioned before, as we get closer and closer to release, I'll be doing less videos with Divi 4. If there's a specific problem you're having or something you want to cover with Divi 4, put it down below the video. I'll do my best to make a little demo video or explain it for you. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System 22, and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.